Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
On behalf of Transition Town Kinsale and Kinsale Tiny Towns, I'd like to welcome you to the Spring Fair and the launch of Kinsale Community Powerdown. We have some very special guests here to partake in this. We have Mayor Kinsale, Mary Evans, and we have Minister for Horticulture and Food, Trevor Sargent, TD, and we have Cathy Sinnott, MEP as well. So we're very, very pleased to have these three guests with us today. Just a little bit about Transition Town Kinsale. We're a voluntary community initiative working to mitigate and prepare for climate change and an uncertain energy future, if you like. So it's a voluntary initiative, and we're very, very pleased to have a huge group of people who are involved in this, working hard, and you can see them upstairs, you can see them out in the back. They're up at the college, they go into the primary schools and teach the school children how to grow food. So it's a wonderful organisation to be involved. And it is the world's first transition town, I'd say, so we're very pleased with that. I'd like to welcome Mayor Mary Evans to say a few words. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guest of honour, Minister Trevor Sargent. I think it's the best job in the country to be Minister for Food. I would love it. Cathy Sinnott, MEP, fellow councillors, members of Transition Town, Kinsale Tiny Towns. Thank you all for coming here today for this launch. The strength of Kinsale really lies in the fact that we have so many active and committed people in our community who partake in a wide variety of activities across a broad range of interests for the benefit of us all. Here in Kinsale, we don't wait for anybody else to do anything for us. We're the kind of stock who say if it needs to be done, we'll get up and do it. And this is displayed here today by the activities of the Transition Town Group and Kinsale Tiny Towns. So as long as we have that, I feel that the future of Kinsale, the immediate community and the broader community is safe. So well done and keep it up. And now I'd like to introduce to you Minister Trevor Sargent.
Goedemiddag, Margaret Mera. Alles down there in Ben Shaw. For Margaret Close, that's the Fallage Coma. And to Cathy Sinnott, MEP, it's great to be here. In this illustrious company, I see my colleague Senator Dan Boyle here, look at the Green Party here as well, and all the various public representatives. I'm sure too many to mention, but like great to Councillor Isabel Sutton is here as well, who met me as I came into Kinsale this morning on this beautiful day. It seems to be raining everywhere else except in Kinsale today, so that bodes well. And it's a very important event, to be quite honest, and one that I'm particularly honoured to be asked to be part of in launching this Powerdown initiative with Kinsale, as Klaus said, being the first transition town in the world. Not the first town to talk about being a transition town, of course, because there are a lot of towns talking about it. It's just that Kinsale is getting on and doing it. And I just thank to Liz and all the committee as well for putting the words into action. It really doesn't require anybody with a lot of imagination to recognise that we're on a very unsustainable path, and reducing our energy input into food production is going to be essential for all sorts of reasons. And not to overstate it, it is a life and death issue for a lot of people around the world. If you're in Australia, certainly, and the droughts there from climate change, the actual growing of the food, never mind the energy input, is becoming very difficult with drought. So peak oil and climate change are coming together in a pincer movement, which for people who are positive about it is going to hopefully drive them to emulate what's happening here in Kinsale as a positive response to that particular challenge. As we are at the moment, I could be called the Minister for Eating Oil, because so much of our food is essentially converted oil. whether it be the fertilizer or whether it be the processing or the transportation, or simply the industrial agriculture system, which is underpinning a huge amount of what we depend on in terms of our food supply. So I recognise the need for this every day of my working life, and I talk about it, and I'm delighted to be able to, and somewhat proud as well, to be able to say that Kinsale is leading the way. Growing more food locally is an extremely important response to that reality, that finite reality that we are living on a finite planet, and we have been depending on oil to keep our food supplies topped up, and that's no longer possible because the amount of food that we can produce in terms of climate change and the biofuel demand on land, particularly in the United States, has caused us to go into shortages now of food. I'm honoured and delighted to be given the invitation to be here today, because it is a very positive response to a very real challenge, a very urgent challenge, which is something that people don't want to think about, in all honesty, and there's a level of denial out there when it comes to the price of oil and the availability of energy and the price of food also, indeed, which is going to need to be faced up to. So Kinsale is again leading the light, and I know that Kinsale is associated in history with a battle, and I think the Battle of Kinsale is going to become a whole new way of facing up to a challenge, but this is a battle which I believe Kinsale will win. And hopefully we will all be on the winning side with Kinsale when this particular battle is over. So with that, I just want to thank the Tidy Towns, I want to thank the Transition Town Committee, and indeed the Further Education College, where it all began, because this really is a very important initiative which has global significance. Real
Thank you very much, Minister. I'd like to now introduce Cathy Sinnott, MEP, to say a few words.
Energy efficiency. Again, it's about not wasting energy, but what else is it? In Kinsale, what is it about? Hopefully someday it will be about tidal energy or wave energy. We need to learn that we're stewards of our environment. We have a responsibility to each other, and more than anything, we have a responsibility to children. To hand on Kinsale and wherever we live better than we got it. And that's what this is about. And what have we got to gain? What we have to gain is the whole world, right? We save the planet, we save Ireland, we save Kinsale, we save our families. We also make the fossil fuels last. Because we had this impression that it was all about us. And it's part of that stewardship that we realize that whatever resources we have, be it oil, be it minerals, be it whatever, that they don't just belong to us. They belong to people 10 generations from us, just as they belonged to people 10 generations ago. And it's that stewardship and sense of past, present, future, that once we understand that, that's what we have to go. So it's not just our community now, it's our community far from now, just as people long ago planned for you. So thank you very much. I'm really proud of you to be the first. Like, that is really something. And I just give you every support I can, and just call on me for anything I can do.